Put your hand down.
What's up, nerds and geeks? This is the Big Gaming Show, and I'm Aaron Hunter. To my left is Josh.
I'm Josh, hi.
Over there in dad shorts, Connor and Lucas.
It's a dad short team.
We got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. First thing we're going to get into is reboots, remasters. Do we need them?
Depends. I think it needs to be at least 10 years before something to be remastered.
I mean, I don't think it necessarily has to be quantified with like a number. I think that it just has to be good. And it can be just like a cash grab. Well, because the one thing is that there have been, you know, remasters, whatever, that come out, they're like, I'm not, like, it's like, okay, they obviously did this for money. But then it's actually good, and you're like, okay, well, you know, so
the problem that lies
if then statement, you know?
There is, you know, you remaster an old game that's really good, you're tricked into thinking,
it's gonna be
really it's better because it looks better, but
Yeah.
this game is just still better. It still plays better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. There's a really, really fine line with remasters. You know, you get like the Uncharted collection or the Master Chief collection that has this like great value.
Right.
Like everything looks great, and then everybody else thinks, you know, well, hey, let's up the res on Dishonored and sell that for $40 and everybody's gonna buy that.
As much as I love Wind Waker, did we really need the Wind Waker remastered? Because honestly, the original game still looks fine, still holds up fine, and in my opinion is better because there's more content. Granted, that content is just sailing around, but as far as a lot of modern remasters go, a lot of it is just visual remasters. And I've never been one that's been super into graphics, but I can understand where some people are like coming from with it.
I mean, on one hand, like, I really do appreciate good graphics, and good graphics will suck me into a game quicker than almost anything else, but I stay for the story. The story is what I'm actually there for, and so, like, I can be really super into a game, and the graphics are, like, they're not great. Like, they don't have to be there for me to enjoy the game. But, like, with, let's say you mentioned the Master Chief collection. When they released that, I was like, okay, cool, great. And then I started playing, I was like, this didn't change anything for me. This is exactly how I remember it looking. And then I hit the back button, I'm like, wow, we really have come far.
Yeah.
I feel like it's basically just a way for them to show off and be like, yo, this looks great now.
Right.
You may not have noticed.
And I think also it's a lot of the people who didn't get a chance to play those.
Yeah.
Like, I never had an Xbox.
And now it's great you can play them, and if you're people like me, who unfortunately oftentimes sell hardware, which you should never do. But when you sell your hardware and then you're
if it
like,
gets stolen, you need to replace it.
Like now, if you're a Halo player, you have every Halo game on one console. So it's just like, stuff like that's really cool. Me personally, I think a lot of it is kind of preying on nostalgic people.
Yes.
When you get like a Skyrim remastered, a game that people geeked out about for years and still do for good reason because it's a great game. But then that makes people think, well, people pay $60 for a better looking game and now it's got some mods in it.
Well, like I said, I know people that had never played it before. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I get a chance to play this now with better graphics.
And it's really cool for them.
Yeah.
But who else is asking for that?
Well, I mean, it's the same people that are playing it on, well, I can't say PC, like people they're still playing it. But they've been like, oh, I don't need this because I've already got all the.
And there's no room for me to even talk because I'm somewhat in the same boat because I haven't played Skyrim since it came out, and I'm like, oh, Skyrim's fantastic. I want to play it again.
Yeah, same.
And I don't have any other way of doing it other than that, really. So
my biggest issue when it comes to remasters is it doesn't seem like they're going far back enough. They only they seem to be remastering games that came out like
very recently.
Yeah. Like just previous generations games. And it kind of boggles my mind when you have PS1, for example, has one of the largest libraries of any video game console. Remaster something from the PS1.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's like I was saying, like even like with like Elder Scrolls, like if they're gonna do one, everybody's like, oh, Morrowind.
Yeah.
Morrowind's gonna be it. They're gonna do Morrowind. Everybody wants it. It's huge. Oh, it's Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right, we're excited. But we would rather have had Morrowind because Skyrim still looks great.
I feel like honestly, it's because the last generation of consoles is the generation of gamers that are so nostalgic that they think that they don't want anything new. They want everything that was on the console.
like say like for the Final Fantasy 10-10-2 that came out on PS2, which is a long time ago, but they've remastered it for everything. They've got it on PS4, PS3, Vita, PSP. Like, do we need that game? It's a good game, but I'd rather see other ones instead of doing like the same one over and over again. Give me 8, give me 9, like give me the ones that I liked.
And
do
I'm
7
okay
like you're going to.
And branching off that, like we were talking about earlier, you know, the whole idea of people who never got to play certain games. I never got to play the first System Shock.
Sure.
And they're getting ready to remaster that.
Was a fan doing it.
And it's going to be on consoles, and I'm pumped for that because I love BioShock, and I was just like, and System Shock was strictly PC, and I was never
Well, that's what's been great about a lot of like PC users. Like they're releasing, you know, they're going back, they're getting all these like texture packs like that.
Oh yeah.
They're able to go like for free. They're able to go back and remaster all their favorite games.
Those
like
guys are the unsung heroes because they're the ones who don't want all the money for it.
The guy who like did the Resident Evil reboot, or he was doing it just to do it, he got called from Capcom and was like, "Hey, come work with us," which is great.
That's awesome. And I'm sure that wasn't his intent. You know,
no,
his intent.
No, he wasn't even. I don't think he was. He was going to release for free.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna do like older game, like give me Legends of Dragoon. Give me something that like I loved. Like, I can play Last of Us on PS3 and still love it, and I did. But like, I will say that when I put it on PS4, it's like it looks like I put my glasses on. It looks so much clearer and sharper. But like,
those are glasses.
But yeah, it's your glasses. I'm not gonna want to pick it up.
It's kind of a blurry line between the remasters and the reboots,
right?
Because I'm all about a tasteful reboot, and the best one I can think of in recent memory is Doom.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That is a staple of how you reboot something.
And just announced a couple days ago is, you know, they're rebooting a side-scrolling version of Sonic, and it just looks like Sega Genesis Sonic, and I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, do we need that? I don't need that at all.
I can understand where they're coming from with this, with wanting to go back to the side scroller, but Sonic Generations had side scrolling levels, and
there's been so many bad Sonic.
There have been a lot of bad Sonic games, but they could have at least made had a graphical update of make it 2.5. Like 2.5D instead of just 2D.
Because if you're just going to leave it exactly the same, what's the point in just having oh hey, we're rebooting it, it's not the same, but
because there's a lot of 20-something years old
they're going to buy it.
They were like, I grew up playing Sonic, I need more Sonic.
Beautiful Joe is a great example of a 2.5D side scroller. And they could just done something like that. And again, Sonic Generations, which just came out 4 years ago, had side scrolling levels in it, and everyone loved it. And
everyone
loves the side-scrolling aspects of it. I think they could have taken that and thrown in some 3D elements, but not a lot.
I just something like Doom, this generation needs Doom because Doom was fast-paced and it was just blisteringly violent, and it did so many cool things, and that's the generation of shooters what they're going for.
Well, even people bitched about it though. They were like, it's too much like Call of Duty. I'm like, no, this is, if you play Doom, this is Doom
this is what Doom
for me
is,
in 2016. This is fast-paced. It's it took me a minute to get used to the pace, because I'm like, oh, it's so much faster.
It just feels like he's on frickin' roller skates.
Right. That's great. It's just plowing through enemies. I was like, this is Doom. Yes.
Absolutely.
But that's the thing is, if you're going to do something like that, know what you're making and do it justice to what it is. People fell in love with that game for a reason. Give it to what they want.
And now they are all over again.
So you just give it to the publisher that knows their child, and let them do what they need to do with it, and give them the time to do it. Doom has been in production for how many years?
8. Yeah, it's 8 years.
Which is good, because there's times where they can do that, and it's great. But Too Human, which was in production for 15 years.
That's where we're going. That's how I was going to.
Too Human, which bombed.
The most notable reboot is Duke Nukem. Go ahead, Josh.
You loved it, right?
I did. I liked Duke Nukem Forever.
Josh is the girl that stays the night at your house, and you make sure she sneaks out the back door so your parents don't see her. That's Josh with Duke Nukem.
So you're saying Josh the moped?
Yes.
I know it's a bad game. That's the thing. Is when I played, I'm like, this game's not good. But I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing it.
Your moped can get out of here.
But in all actuality, that game was so overhyped.
It also went through production hell.
Yeah.
It should have came out as the system before, generation before.
So
that's what it looked like.
Bottom line, make everything tasteful. You know, make sure it's appropriate time for things, and don't half-ass it.
Yeah. So what games would you want to see the rebooted or remastered? Just choose one.
Medieval.
Josh? Medieval. I agree.
I just heard this question just now, and Josh was ready for that answer like 20 minutes
I've got the one that I wanted.
Go
Like I
for
said, Legend of the Dragoon.
Yeah.
I want it. I want to see that game.
Probably a legitimate Knights of the Old Republic. That, or maybe they would never get done, but I love Brute Force for the original Xbox. That game,
Oh wow,
that
I forgot about Brute Force.
and that game was actually pretty popular when it came out.
Dude, and it was so
you
much
played
fun.
it at the apartment.
Yeah, we played it a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has been, you know, reboots, remasterings. Do we need them?
Yeah. And if you like this video, like, subscribe. If not, tell us we're all idiots.
Yeah.
That's
Tell us
fine
what
with
you
me,
didn't
too.
like.
Be honest as you can. Be
That's
as
fine.
Be as brutal as possible.
If we're wrong about something, if I said, you know, 3D Realms or something, I don't know. Tell us you didn't like it. Tell us what you want to see. What would you guys like?
Yeah.
As always.
Or maybe don't tell us, because we don't really care.
Yeah, we're just gonna talk about what we want to see. So, you know.
You do you, boo.
There we go.